to another Maya tutorial. Today I'm going to show you the Bevel tool, which is a surprisingly useful tool. When I first was introduced to it, I was like, oh, that's mildly cool, but it has a lot more uses than you would think. So I'm just going to start out with a cube, holding shift, hit 5 if it isn't shaded. And so we just have a basic cube here. So the Bevel tool works off edges, and so you have to be in edge mode. So you click drag box around all our edges, and then we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Bevel, and we're going to open up the dialog for it. Okay, so set our settings. So this is what it does by default. And if you apply it, you can see that it goes through and it adds in extra edges. So I'm going to change his width down, something a little more reasonable. Apply. Okay. So as you can see, it physically beveled the edges. It calculated where the edge was and then redrew it based on that, and so instead of being square, it's now cut off. The problem with this is that if you look, these 8 faces are triangles, which is bad. We don't want that. That'll come back to haunt us later, because I believe if we try inserting an edge loop here, yeah, no joy, won't work. But now that's quads, now it will let us insert edge loop. So that's not the point. The point is it's triangles. We don't want triangles. We need to avoid it. So I'm going to undo my bevel I made. Okay, so I'm back here. I'm going to up this to 2 and apply that. Ah, it kept it quads. So it is a misshapen quad, but it is a quad nonetheless. So if you really wanted the look of the first kind we had, then you would have to take these extra edges in the middle, pull them in so these were straight, like edge, pull it down and in, and that'll give us flat edge, and you would do that on all your sides, because it's paramount that we keep everything quads. I hope I'm drilling this into your heads enough at this point. Okay, so say we want it more round than that, then we'll just up these divisions. If we do 3, the triangle returns with vengeance. So typically you avoid odd numbers when you're beveling. So if I do 4, it's quads again. And there we go. So now we have a rounded cube. So this goes beyond, however, just rounding your edges, even though that is its most prominent duty as a tool in Maya. It can also be used to say, okay, I'm going to insert edge loop here in the middle, and I'm going to scale it out like so. So I have this kind of weird shape here that has this edge that's much further out than the rest of the edges. And if I go and I up this width to, say, 0.9 or thereabouts, I apply, aha! It actually rounds our edges for us, which at this level of detail doesn't look that cool. But if we were to up the divisions to, say, 12 and apply, we now have a very smooth curve that we did not have to calculate on our own. All we did was drag an edge out, hit the bevel tool, and it then calculated this point to the point out here and got a nice curve that went all the way across. So that is its probably most useful function that it does. a couple things you have to watch out for. Like if I bevel just this edge, that's a little extreme. Go down to 2, down this to 0.2, and apply. Choose bad examples. 4. Okay. So it did this weird little edge up here. And technically this is a quad. If I did it 3, actually no, 4 is not a quad. Yeah, that's 5-sided, sorry. Yeah, so that's not a quad. The only division level that if it does that, it stays a quad is 3. However, this face here is no longer a quad anymore. So if you rarely bevel one edge at a time, because then you'll get this weird little edge here that it's going to be really hard to get the top back into quads. So what you usually want to do, go to edge mode, would be select these, apply, oh, that needs to be 4, apply, and then see wherever there's an intersecting corner you need to bevel the edges going out and around from there as well. And see here it's fine because we're just adding in divisions this way, we're not trying to add in divisions the long way, and so that's fine, and so we can do that, and it keeps the quads. However, if I was lazy, and I'd be like, well, I'll just select these 2 edges, and then this will stay quads. Yay, it's quads. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did that weird little line again. So you always want to bevel in full edges, edge loops if you can. Do intersecting edges. It's the best way to do it. Other than that, it's incredibly useful, incredibly powerful. You can do. It's amazing how much easier curve calculation is when you can just pull out an edge and then just have it bevel it and see how close it is, and then you can either adjust it from there or re-bevel it until it's right. It's extremely powerful little tool. Just be careful because it will easily make non-quads on your object, and if you're not paying attention, it can slip by because it doesn't say anything, and it can really bite you later. So I hope this helped and was informative, and I will hopefully see you guys in my next video.